met last time. You all had sort of split up, done your little thing. Hal had a great sort of interaction in the halls of justice that still, every once in a while, I'll think about and it still makes me hot. You guys did the grand opening of the Troll Skull Manor, and after sort of doing all your little individual things, eventually met back into Undermountain and traveled to Borbate Bazaar, where you had found it to be completely void of anyone there, completely empty, except for some kind of flag with a green triangle and a bloody handprint that was sort of stacked up with stones, propped up.
And that flag wasn't there before, right?
It was not there before, yeah, as far as you know. So trying to figure out, thinking the kind of the worst case scenario, you had used your mirror scrying to see where Yek was, and from what you had seen, Yek seemed sort of void of emotion, just kind of eating food, didn't seem to be in fear, didn't seem to be in danger, just leaning up against a stone wall, just chowing down a little bit. So with that information in mind, you guys started exploring around some of the parts of the dungeon that you had yet been to, a couple of times even sort of retracing your steps and making sure that you've seen everything. And you had found that the bomb trap that you had placed leading down to what you presumed to be the third level of the dungeon that Gob and Remy had sort of secured in that location had in fact at some point detonated. You sort of combed through, still in that area of level 2, looking for any signs of Yek or any goblins. What you did find was next to this sort of grandiose sort of dining hall, a small stairwell. You'd found 2 doors, and one of those doors seemed to be some sort of arcane. There was some sort of arcane lock on the door. Sort of trying to shoulder check it into submission, and not finding any sort of giving it a simple knock, and eventually the door just sort of opened on itself, where you walked into a kind of a small room. The sort of centerpiece of the room was this map of what resembled portions of the dungeon on this level, made of small pebbles and stones on this sort of wooden tabletop, where a voice sort of called out to you guys and had a small conversation with you.
After I revealed him.
After you revealed him, using your lantern revealing, sitting in a chair in the top left corner, a drow by the name of Ezekial. Got some information, you gave a lot of information, informing him about the death of both Xanathar stations, and sort of made some sort of peaceful kind of alliance for the time being. And that is where you all decided to head down to the 3rd level of Undermountain, where we are picking up now.
So I have a theory too.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not gibbering mouth who's behind that other arcane locked door? What if it's the goblins?
But that door was locked and the goblins were still. Are you saying that he reopened the lock, put them in there?
No, he said, oh yeah, there's gibbering mouthers on the other side of that locked door.
Oh,
Why would you need to lock a door for gibbering mouthers? I'm pretty sure they can't open doors.
They could break it down, but I think it was like you either choose his room or gibbering mouthers.
I don't know, he might have the goblins in there. We'll find out.
I think they're with the Legion.
Never know, do you? So we're on the 3rd level.
See your poker face?
I would like to cast the 8th level spell Earthquake.
The dungeon collapses on all of you. So, as you're making your way down the final sort of remaining steps, you come to a wall about 10 feet in front of you, and you see that there's a path to the left and the right. To your left, you see that there are what seem to be stone aisles, maybe about 6 of them. And then to your right, you see that the path goes maybe 20, 25 feet, and then turns left. That's about as much as you can get from your view.
How dusty are either paths the hallway?
Make a perception check.
Even with my passive perception of 20, well, that's passive perception. I'm actively looking.
Passive perception 21.
Yes.
That's right, we talked about this last time. So as you're kind of walking down, and that's kind of your focal point, you're trying to look out, it doesn't look very dusty.
Yeah, because we did see a lot of footprints of blood go back in after they blew up.
Yeah, are there any blood trails here that...
No, so when you're walking down the stairs, it lasted maybe about 20, 25 feet, and then it got just faded.
Too dry.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if they were dragging the wounded or anything.
Don't see any kind of dragging marks, no.
Okay.
Do we see anything on these stone aisles?
Not from this perspective, but if you want to continue on.
Yeah, I'll walk
Should we go
over.
I will walk over.
Yeah, I'll walk over with Gob and I'll take the good doctor will take a investigation check.
Can I give him a help action with that?
What's that?
Can I help him with that investigation?
Sure, yeah.
Guidance.
1.
That's still good. Okay, that's pretty solid. 19.
Okay. So, as you sort of, you take that left, and,
5 arrows.
duck! You see that the aisles seem to be dwarven catacombs. As you're sort of walking around, you see that there are good-sized 6-foot niches, each with a sort of open tomb of past dwarves that sort of are proudly displayed. With your perception, you see the extremely detailed stonework around where the sort of the rectangular carve-outs of the wall are, and then even just the decorative arched hallways. There's a lot of time spent sort of making this area magnificent. The sort of honor that are resting here are decorated with what was probably once great noble robes and fine silks, but of course age has gotten to them to where they're pretty much all deteriorated. But and as you're kind of walking through, you see that there are in the very back 2 points of exit. One that's sort of in the corner in the very back, and then a sort of small cave entrance that seems to kind of wind to the left.
Good doctor's gonna go back. So explain what he saw. Can I roll a history check on those catacombs? See if this is like a land of, I mean, just, I guess not specifically who they are, but just based on dwarven architecture, if this is like royalty or something.
Ziggurat.
Nobles.
This is an
Yeah, make a
Acropolis.
history check.
Alright. Guidance. Of course.
3.
3. 14.
What did you roll here, too?
I rolled 3. But plus 11.
Yeah,
Nuts.
wouldn't get much. Yeah.
Is this an Acropolis?
Jumps in the Acropolis.
I feel like a good doctor will make an Acropolis.
It's handle this on the dice.
Which is bad.
There was definitely a pause when that Zentarian agent was like, oh, we plan to take over this place. He kind of stopped for a minute and was like, oh, do you?
Yeah, I don't trust the Zentarian either. We're gonna
Oh.
have to wipe them out too, but like, first Xanathar, one problem at a time, you know?
Yeah, that's how the world works. Hey, one war at a time, alright? Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
They'll just wait in line for it.
Right. No. Give them a chance
deal.
to take over the world, then we'll...
It's like old like Assassin's Creed games where they wouldn't like bum rush you, it'd be like one dude at a time and go, and you would just hit like Y and then X.
Alakazoo.
Yeah.
Alakazam. Alakaboo.
Alright, so what are y'all doing?
I want a plane shift.
It's great. We all want things.
Yeah.
What are we actually doing?
True polymorph into a dragon.
I would like to be a beautiful tree.
I guess we're gonna take the left side?
Yeah. go down that hallway.
Yeah.
We'll have Warden. So I'm having skeletons, Warden, then the party. Warden's not super expendable. He's very expensive to cast. Just spell slot wise, he is 2 3rd and a 4th level slot.
Shit.
So I'd rather not.
Have you retired the ham already?
He's ham. But the good doctor does refer to him as the Warden, unless he's talking to you directly. And ham will do it.
Our food's here.
Is it?
So you go down the
Okay.
dark tunnel. Fade to black.
So the warden's
Alright.
up front, right?
So take a break real quick.
Warden's in front of the skeletons.
Okay.
It's skeletons, Warden, party. So party's still.
Remind me how
technically-
many skeletons you have right now? 10? That's right. And then you still have 1 zombie, right?
No, I left him with the gibbering mouth. There's clapping.
That's right.
That's right.
Still clapping.
He's retired.
That's right.
He's retired.
He's probably
Okay.
not clapping anymore. He's probably just wandering now because he's not in his control.
Oh wait, no.
I like to imagine he's still clapping. He just likes
By
it a
choice
lot.
now.
Yeah,
By choice.
Yeah.
What does it sound like? Is it skeleton or a zombie?
It's a zombie.
Okay.
So it's
Dead
just
man
like
sounds
it's just like
Like
I
skin hitting skin.
probably
But is there skin like it's a zombie?
It's really
it's
dry.
Mm.
fairly fresh corpse.
You want to food?
Yeah.
Alright. Take a break.
Right.
Good session, guys.
Yeah.
Now we'll walk into the room and he'll see his friends again.
What are your skeletons, EC?
That's it.
13.
What the hell did you roll for?
Yeah. What's going on?
We're in front of the
They're in the
skeletons.
back.
Hmm?
They're in the back.
Skeletons?
Yeah.
What's the marching order here?
Skeletons.
this is I'm assuming this is
He's doing
reverse.
yeah, it's reverse.
Forward.
So
Yeah,
it's Gob, Hal, and then of course the rest of the party, and then
That's me.
then the big
Okay.
man, and then the skeletons.
Is that right?
Mhm.
So it's Gob, who?
Gob and Hal, we're standing side by side because we're like the front.
Me
Then
and
the rest of the
Elimae
party.
are standing side by side.
Okay.
Behind us.
Warden's behind us.
Alright, Gob, how what are your ACs?
20.
Are we within fire?
I think also 20.
I think it's 19.
No, you have plate.
Do you have
Plus a
18?
shield.
Or do you have the shield?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do.
That's 20. Unless your shield's a +1.
No, my shield's a +2. That's 2. Plates 17.
Plate's 18.
It would
18.
be 18.
I thought it was 17.
You're wearing full plate, right?
Yeah.
It's 18.
Okay, then yeah, I have 20 AC. Oh, that's right. I do have 20 AC. Yeah. I just checked it.
Okay.
My brain's a steel trap, but only for D&D.
So
It's a piece of falling spaghetti.
Where does the spaghetti come in?
I don't know, just I'm thinking of how my brain operates and it's
okay.
spaghetti.
So Gob, Hal, good Dr. Elimae,
Yep.
the meat
Word.
man,
The
I'm
ham.
assuming,
The
I'm
meat
and then the
man.
skeletons,
Call him
right?
by his
And
name.
I'm assuming Remy is behind you two.
Remy's gonna be by the good doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So as you guys continue weaving down sort of long cave system, you hear the very familiar pull and taut of 4 crossbow bolts being loaded.
Hal's just gonna say to a Gob, "Here we go again."
As you say that, you hear a voice go, "Bolt!" And you hear sort of the shifting. And as your view comes in, you see 4 hobgoblins that are standing in the hallway that begin lowering their crossbows to a more relaxed position. As what seems to be, from a decorated point of view, Captain make his way through the 4 of them and looks at you all as you. Are you stopped? Are you still walking?
We've stopped.
We're probably gonna stop because we're not gonna want to
Okay.
get lit up.
So he places his
We may have 20
sort of real
AC, but
thick
we don't
paw
want
on one of the crossbows and sort of angles it down and looks at the group of you and sort of.
Does he look Xanathar?
It's hard to tell from this point.
We
Can Gob use his
Olfactory?
special?
eyes.
Yes, you can make a perception check.
Do I make a perception check? To see the fine
It
details?
makes yeah, you can see fine details as long as it's like 2 inches or 2 feet across or something like that from a long distance.
2 feet across.
I think so.
Where's the item called?
From like a really long distance. Eyes of the eagle. It gives you advantage on perception checks too.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a.
That man's wearing a pendant with a lion holding a lion.
I don't know what that means.
It says unless it's like obscure like conditions.
Yeah, in conditions of clear visibility, you can make out details of even extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across.
Yeah. But then you also get advantage.
Right. It's not clear visibility because you're in complete darkness.
Well, he's got dark vision. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Even then,
Right, but
vision
even
is
then,
shades of gray and
It's
stuff.
very grainy, yeah. So go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah, let me give you some guidance. You get a +4 to that, buddy.
13.
That's a +4 to look at that.
Nat 20.
You said 13?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
He dropped that 13.
The first was a 13 that dropped.
He has advantage.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
so-
Oh, good advantage.
No advantage. Doesn't anything advantage.
Yeah, eyes and eagles have advantage. You have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
I'm making
Oh, there you go. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Damn, you were quick on that.
Well, still rely.
I know what items I bought for the party.
It's good. That's why everybody's here. All right. So yeah, within that 20. So you do, as you're starting to look around, they do have sort of sigils of the green triangle with a handprint on their uniforms.
It's your people that he told you to seek out.
Yeah.
The good doctor.
Contact Daily Mask.
Hail and well met.
Hail and well met, he says. Look at him.
I know.
Look at Popeyes does something to you, man.
I just had food and I feel better.
Time for sneakies.
Except for
Spots back on.
what does he say? Presume Legion of Azrok.
You got it correct.
We.
We were told about you.
By
But
who?
who?
You got Yek in there, brother?
Yes, I believe that's one of the names that I've heard of.
Yeah, we're looking for
Come on through.
Alright, the good doctor then goes and takes his procession, I guess.
And as you guys start walking, the rattling of almost a dozen skeletal systems
And the giant thumps of the big.
kind of perks his eyebrow up, but I'm assuming one of you.
The good doctor raises his hand. This is my help. The pure, a nest of Xanathar came, so we made our own army.
They didn't inform you about the rest of them.
No, they didn't tell me about that part, but
I'm a practitioner of the necromantic arts.
fair enough. Lord Azarock has asked for you all specifically. If I were to find you, in charge of escorting you. So, follow me. And the 4 still remain there as they sort of hug the walls as the captain sort of turns his back, starts walking, and you all
And this is where I
start
start
following
following
suit.
from behind because
I mean, there's 10 skeletons. Would be a lot.
So we just have this little army.
So, as you wander through sort of the same familiar sort of cave system, one thing that you do see, which is pretty interesting, is that where the 4 were grouped, on the left side of the wall are, which would be this perspective, are sort of smooth eye bolts that are mounted into the stonework. And you see that there's a sort of thick rope, maybe about this thick, that is drooped down where the back guard is next to the wall, and is weaved all throughout this sort of cave system that sort of gradually turns to the left. And as the cave opens up, you see that at the very edge of the cave before it really opens up, you see a singular torch that is on a small platform with 4 sort of rough carved stone wheels. And as you start to exit out of the cavern following the captain, about a foot back is a massive collection of moss. And you piece together that this is some sort of alert system that if indeed there was an intrusion, they'd pull this rope and that would catch the moss on fire. As you guys come into and start to see the sort of singular flickings of distant and distantly spaced torches, this is some sort of massive town. It does seem like most of the buildings are completely destroyed, but there are a few, and that's where these single sort of torches are lit. Yes.
As we're walking, I want to ask the captain that's we're following. So you call it the Legion of Azrok. Who is Azarock?
Azarock.
Yeah, that's what
I'll allow him to give you introductions. So,
Speaking of introductions, brother, what's your name? Galaxina, by the way.
I'm Halaseliax.
The good doctor Ezekial Zacharias.
I'm Elimae.
he doesn't turn around when he goes, just walking with his hand up like this.
Hi, friend.
Oh, let me take my notes, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, and Remmy's behind those two. That's right.
Captain Karos.
Captain Cabral, okay. Yeah, that's a nice name you got there.
So, as you,
My name's Gob. They've heard of me. I'm wanted in 50 different states.
Only then shines.
so, as you walk through what seem to be some sort of settlement, you see streets that sort of go around multiple different buildings. Again, most are collapsed, but some have been either untouched or salvaged. And again, that's where these torches are. It's pretty cramped, cold and damp, not from people, but from just barrels and crates and debris and just furniture, anything you can think of, sort of piled up alongside the sides of buildings, or even where like the top floors have failed and just everything has slid and remained where it's at. You're constantly hearing the sounds of bats and rats sort of frequently flying around and scurrying through the sort of areas. And there's a relatively like sort of feeling of cold and then just like soot from the continuous burning of oil lamps and torches with really no sort of
I
airflow.
was about to ask, what's the ventilation system like?
It's not great.
Gob's breathing good as fuck. This is short.
Gob's okay with this. So,
All the
You
smoke's
good
out
doctor
there
has
with you
his
guys.
mask.
He's like, fuck you guys.
Well, everything's 95 degrees Fahrenheit around me anyways.
I'm dead, so does this affect me?
no, not really.
For 15
maybe as much as like every once in a while you hear Hal and the good doctor. Well, maybe not the good doctor.
Actually, no.
Hal
I
takes a couple of kind of congested sniffs. You're good. You got your mask on.
I have a thermal cube on me and it's 95 degrees.
It's not like it's like, you know, dangerous or anything like that, more like an irritation. You can tell that, you know, Hal's
How's
really
really
bad
irritated.
How's Remmy's city boy lungs doing?
He's along with Hal, just kind of, you know.
I breathe
throat.
fire.
Sure you do, yeah, but
I'm pretty sure I'm
still
fine.
gotta have
Do I roll a
air.
constitution
You
check?
breathe that out.
If you'd like for your character, go ahead and roll a constitution check.
Oh my god.
He rolls a 2.
Not gonna give yourself practice
And you're gonna do
You
just a
doesn't
check,
need
not a saving throw.
Okay. So that I can use guidance then.
You got this, champ.
That's not bad. That was actually pretty good. Let's see. So that would be a 17.
You got his inhaler.
So you watch as Hal covers one sort of flush nostril to his snout. It sort of just blows out. It seems some sort of fly or something was irritating the nostril, and he clears it up, and he's good. As you guys
tries to do that.
weave through a couple of the buildings, one of the bigger buildings that you've seen, like two buildings that have been connected together, there are two hobgoblins that are standing guard outside of the building, in front of the two doors. Of course, you know, straighten their posture up a little bit more, seeing the captain.
I don't think God makes that connection. I think God's like, yeah, how's it going, guys? Yeah.
As
I was like, this is because of me, isn't it?
the captain makes his way to the door, he does turn around and he goes, "It's gonna be the four of you, 5 including the young one."
Good doctor nods. He points to his troop and he's like, stay guard here. Wait for me to come back.
The way you said your troop makes it sound like you're a scoutmaster.
They're all in Boy Scouts.
Take it easy, guys.
What troop were you in deal?
Work on your whittling.
What troop were you in deal? We did assign a troop to his.
Troop 282.
Alright, so they're troop 282.
Was that your troop number?
That's my troop number.
Gay.
You hear that, internet? Hate crime. So, As the two guarding hobgoblins kind of look at you, as the captain is the one that addressed you, looks at you and kind of a sneaky sort of voice goes like, "That'll give you a problem, are they?"
Not at all. In fact, they will most likely stay here like statues until I return.
Yeah, you got no reason to worry.
Get him out of the walkway.
Of course, and I kind of like part my hands and they go to attention on either side.
I think Gob's gonna try and reassure. This guy's like, yeah, there's no problem, brother. Check this out. He's gonna walk up in front of him and just start like.
You do hear him kind of like, and then the captain looks at him. Yes.
Yeah, see, look at that. No problem, right?
If you're quite ready, the captain opens up the door, and as you guys sort of follow through, you see that it's a pretty large room. Again, from the exterior, not a surprise. You do see that there are sort of there's a couple of tables. Once you guys enter in, there are two what seem to be bugbears that are sitting, 4 hobgoblins. You see 6 goblins and 2 wargs that are sort of tied up in the back with what seems to be rubble and hay, sort of kind of stashed in the back corner. And then to your left, you see what you can deduce to be Lord Azarock and a female hobgoblin as well, sitting on what seems to be a sort of bone throne with 2 anvils in front of them.
Is he a hobgoblin as well?
I just have to ask that.
Yes, yes, the 2 are hobgoblins.
Gobs usurping him.
The Lord has his right foot on the anvil, and is sort of playing with some sort of trinket in between his fingers. Kind of furrow brow down, and just sort of expects you to make your way in. The captain sort of whispers to you and goes, "Show your respect," and stands over on the right side of the door.
Well, how's it up? Do bow then.
I bow as well.
Good doctor gives a deep bow.
Yeah, double bow.
Never kneel.
Don't do it.
Kneel.
Stop it.
I think the good doctor in this situation would kneel. He's not. This is their domain. This is their lord.
I for sure would because Max told me to. So
They're like, "Oh, you serve mask at party."
Hey, Sir Azarock, how would you like to be referred to?
Lord Azarock will be just fine.
Alright, yeah.
Seems that I have recovered some that you would call friends.
Yes, the remains of Bora Bora.
This comes at a price that I hope you're willing to pay as well. I require allegiance from each of you.
In what sense? That we help you?
Correct. For am I to help you,
As long as you're
I
not
need to know that you are loyal.
A partnership or subservience.
Partnership. I don't do subservience here. It's not needed.
Then
I'm willing.
more than willing to aid someone who rescued the residents of Bora Bora.
You seemed you needed my help saving your friends or what was left. I also require help.
More than willing.
I can assume you have a common enemy here.
The Xanathar.
Had it not been for Yek, you would have been shot on sight. I'm sure you understand branding the Xanathar logo. Yek has spoken highly of all of you. Therefore, let's continue this.
More than willing. More allies are always in need. Especially when dealing with the vermin of the Xanathar.
In your treks down here so far, whom have you seen?
We've met Xanathar. We've killed maybe 2 or 3 of their lieutenants. A winged, devilish drow.
You misunderstand me. On this portion of the dungeon,
You are all.
We have just arrived.
count yourselves lucky. House Avendaren would have used you as incubators had they had the chance. If you had taken one wrong turn,
Mind
incubators
flayers.
of what?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that name.
you have entered a war, friends. A war that has, for the moment, paused between myself and the Avendaren house, the drow to the east. They are aggressive as we are. They have forces unlike we do. Thus the recruitment. They are a extremely hostile and dangerous collection of very powerful drow.
I've had
That
bad
at
experience with
the
that.
moment of them catching whiff of you, will use you as either slaves or worse. I would highly suggest you memorize, like the back of your eyelids, the pathway that you took to get here, and keep to that.
I mark paths
I keep a very accurate map of our
in a
journey.
language that no one understands besides myself.
I got a quick question for you there, Lord Azarock. Said you guys lack horses?
House Avandar has been aggressive in the past and grown exponential in their numbers.
Why have they paused their conflict?
We have paused our conflict with them.
Did Yek and the boys, did they agree to help you guys out, sort of like a merger of sorts?
Yes, they are going to help us as we are relocating them here.
Yeah,
It's much safer for them.
I think we got some stuff that could be beneficial to you guys.
We've
How
got-
could I see the bag?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hand him the bag.
There's a couple of men that get a little sort of, and he watches Azarock's hands comes
I
out.
got
pulling
to
all the
open the bag and
weapons.
start pulling out all the weapons. We procured these to help out the boys, Yek and the boys there, and seeing as they're with you guys now, it's beneficial to both of you.
If you were willing to part with some of your supplies, I would be grateful.
Well, these
This-
were for Yek and the boys.
You may meet with the captain and unload in an appropriate space.
Sounds good.
The armory would work.
Now,
I'll start putting
Where does
stuff back
Xanathar
in.
stand between you and this house?
So that's the thing. This is why the war between myself and Triza has paused for now. Xanathar is getting bold. And clear the room. And the captain is sitting by the door, sort of immediately gets the bugbear, the goblins, sort of out of the room, as well as the two goblins that are sort of in charge of the ward mounts. Gets them out of the room and the door locks.
Should we go as well?
This is the first time that the lady actually stands up and sort of respectfully greets you all. And she goes, Lord Azarock has a very precious item to him, a dagger that was handed down by his mother that the snakes of Xanathar have stolen. This is very important that we get this back. And Lord Azarock kind of folds his arms and kind of not making eye contact with anybody, still kind of furrowed brow down.
If I knew what the dagger looked like, I could cook an object if we were near.
Xanathar and I always had our, we'll say, neutral tones towards each other. Never friend, but had trade agreements. Seems he's changed his mind. We're working things out politically with an ambassador, but conversation's not going very well. I need this retrieved at any life's cost.
Well, that makes our job very easy, as we were planning on killing Xanathar anyway.
So I heard. Pretty simple
Another
trade agreement, you would say?
Where does the Xantarian stand in all this?
I know very little about the Zentarium.
The
As far as I understand, they stay out of Skullport, as Xanathar is most certainly the dominant force there.
Should we tell them that they're trying to make plans in the...
Xantarian plan on taking over the second floor. They caught wind of us killing off some Xanathar lieutenants and are planning on occupying the space.
I do not know of any Zentarium forces in any of these portions of the dungeon.
We did meet a drow.
Most drow are aligned with Triza, so
Well, either way, I planned on removing unwilling occupants such as that. So
We had a temporary alliance for them to get information.
trade of information actually on your people. We were looking for Bora Bora. We traded information on the dead lieutenants. We had asked.
He did not have a lot of good things to say about your faction.
you speak of foolishness, and I will be extremely clear so that there's no misunderstanding. Whatever deal or alliance that you had with those foul drow, stop now.
Of course.
Absolutely.
It was just to get information.
Do not be duped. You've gotten this far. Don't let it end with some shameful betrayal.
We fully intend to help you to the best of our ability.
As you have helped our friends. We needed that information to try to find you. Because we found that our friends were no longer on that portion.
I would say that you would understand out of respect, but it would be a disservice, and frankly, an anger would flood over me for me to say that you would understand that for there to be any whiff of a lack of commitment to my cause is as quick as a cutthroat. I need certainty.
We are fully committed to the extermination of this house, and we're fully committed with our own personal goal of killing the Xanathar. Both will end.
Not with a few skeletons.
Oh, there will be a serviceable army by the time I'm done. This is a small force that I'm playing with. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to properly rest between experiments, as you've seen with my larger specimen.
As someone that my entire existence was created to win wars, I hope that you take my words well. Do not underestimate Triza of Undar. Keep your head on a swivel and allow me to direct your anger, in some cases, and your talents.
And you want us to get the dagger first.
Correct.
And then we can turn our attention to...
If it's needed.
Okay.
Xanathar has to be priority.
He does possess strong forces.
He's very organized. I'll give him that. The chaotic bastard.
For a beholder, yes.
Easy to manipulate minions to put in front of you. So, in the meantime, you're welcome to stay here, recover. I encourage that you do so. You are treated as guests here. We will register you, carry the proper paperwork. I can almost guarantee that you will be stopped several times by my men. Being precautious is what we do.
Understandable in this
So,
case.
keep those on you. For if you not have the right paperwork, let's just say I don't want any blood on my hands. That is your responsibility and a promise that you make to me.
We have encountered fire before, so we'll try to keep them safe.
We have specialized containment that will keep them safe. Do not worry, we'll keep these papers in due order.
I'll put them in that bag of holding.
Well, leave with the captain, go get registered. Make yourselves at home. Do not wander too far. Use my men as an asset. Ask questions.
Just after we're registered, tell us where we should strike first to try to find this dagger. We will
Now
follow
that we know
that
that you're here, and we just acquired your friends this morning, I'm getting with my 3 captains to come up with a game plan. Be easy. Just hang back.
So by tomorrow.
I can't give you a timeline yet.
Alright.
The more time we have to prepare,
The more he can...
the more help I get. Sure.
So then we see this eye to eye. We're not going to go rushing off and
We will stay here.
doing shit.
We will stay here until you give us an order.
We await your orders on this. We'll follow your
The
lead.
only exception is if we are needed back on the surface.
You report to me.
Yes.
I need to know your whereabouts.
Without a doubt, you will be the first to know.
He's insulting us. He's insulting us. I'm lying. 20. No, I'm checking.
He sort of strokes his sort of bushy beard, puts his head down, and that's when Lady Azarock sort of interrupts him mid-sentence and goes, "You have a bracelet on your ankle."
Yeah, that's right.
And Azarock goes, "What is it?" And she goes, "Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's a Xenotop bracelet.
That is a tracker."
Oh, that's what that is?
You can see there's a physical sort of emotion from Azarock, and she takes the 2 steps down and looks really close to you and goes, "You need to take that off. We have to get rid of this.
Can we destroy it?
Whatever information they have now, they already have it. We've seen these. Not only tracks location, tracks health, tracks everything. You fled. They know you're here. So now, we have even less time than we thought."
Shit.
Did Detect Magic never pick up on that?
That takes it off.
Huh?
Did Detect Magic never pick up on that entire time?
So you
It's
take
not-
it off,
it's-
separates the 2, slides up, and then they separate.
I think it might be deactivated.
She grabs it and hands it to the hobgoblin captain.
It might. If it's never. If, I'm just. How's to say? Our friend here never found magic on this item.
Oh, Ally and Elimae can detect magic. She can see it. We've never spotted any form of magic on it. Our eyes have never failed us before.
Not my expertise, I just know what they are.
Can I roll an Arcana check on it?
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna help you.
Yep.
How's that? And also you get a +3.
Alright, metal dice. Let's go. Okay, that's. Okay, 17.
So looking at the 2 magnetic pieces, there is a sort of magnetic pull to it, and it looks more mechanical than anything. Again, without disassembling the housing and things like that, just the view of it seems more mechanical.
So this isn't magic, this is tech.
I mean, with you guys doing the detect magic as many times as you've done it, and not getting anything, yeah, you're pretty certain that it's not
The
magic.
doctor kind of looks at it and he's kind of shocked. Remarkable. And he kind of puts it aside and goes, "It's not magic, but I can't ascertain what it would be able to do."
She looks at you and goes, "We're in a weird place. Not everything looks or communicates. I'm sure you guys have seen magics that are very unusual. So, not everything makes sense."
No, without a doubt. Me and my allies will be on watch and prepared for anything. I have my troops ready. And should blows come to blows and they invade, well, most certainly we'll win, and I will have more fuel for the war effort. Of course, your bodies are your own, and we'll let you deal with us personally, but any of the drow, I'm sure it would be quite the morale shock to see their own troops rising against them.
Well, that was an unexpected piece of information. So, go with the captain. We'll meet up later.
Should we destroy this item? Or?
We will take care of it.
Alright.
So the captain opens up the door, leads you all out, bows to the
Way to go.
lord and lady, closes the door behind him.
I'll put that
Skeletons.
on as a joke, right?
Still split up.
It was as a joke, and then also just as like, oh, like just a reminder to himself, like where he came from and what he's fighting for.
That's fair. Okay, so I don't want to metagame here, and this is. I won't. Never mind. That's metagaming. I won't do that.
No, you do it,
No, don't tempt
young
me.
man.
Don't.
So the captain leads you to what seems to be sort of the far point of the territory. What I said, we'll call it. And
Rugby guards. Good.
as you are sort of weaving through the very back portion, sort of kind of snugged up against the back cavern wall, is what seems to be a building that has a shutter door halfway up that is rolled up, and as you make your way over, and there's sort of this long stone tabletop. You see inside the building that there are about a dozen goblins that are sitting at desks that have the very familiar sort of lantern, the oil lamps that are throughout this portion. This area a little bit more smoky and congested as the rest of the area is, just from the amount of oil that's burning. They are writing what seem to be stacks of papers, and a sort of an older goblin, short, kind of frizzled out white hair, kind of clears her throat as she steps up and greets the captain, and the captain goes, yes, I have 4 that need to be registered. She goes, okay, well, make profiles for each of them. Why don't you go ahead and come around, come to the door, and sit down, pick a goblin, and we'll write your stuff up.
Before Gob walks away, he's gonna look at the captain and be like, got any soldiers that need training?
Sure, we could use all the help we can get. Yes.
I'd like to have a training session with me and young Remmy here.
Oh,
That would be useful.
if you have any more academically wizard-oriented troops, be more than happy to exchange notes, maybe share spells.
Fair enough. Well, I
I
have
can
orders
just
wait
wait
here,
for-
so go get your profiles done.
All right.
Okay. As you guys make your way just kind of around the corner into the doorway, this is the first time that Remmy has spoken, and it's like, hey guys, I'm keeping my mouth shut because I don't want to talk, but like, what the fuck? Like, this is a lot.
You're fine. You're good.
Yeah, okay,
You're
I'm just,
The conductor cat pauses. We are sort of used to this sort of situation.
yeah, you guys deal with the whole, there's people that live down here. I thought it was just like monsters and stuff. This is what we're, anyways, I'm just,
You saw Bora Bora.
Yeah,
You saw the
there's
Undertaker.
more? Like, I thought it was like a one or that.
Remy.
You're freaking out.
We'll keep you safe.
Okay.
It could be
What
overwhelming.
kind of information they need though, like.
Follow me, alright? Breathe in. Everyone hold it. There you go.
Really smoky. Really hurts.
There you go. Breathe out.
You know what you can use the scribe for next time?
No,
To
don't
see,
breathe.
Don't
breathe
the
Not
Remy,
yet.
what he's up to.
Alright, breathe in.
Let's see those.
So you guys make your way in and pick any.
Gob's gonna find the cutest goblin.
Man, you know, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
now that I think about
You
it,
find a mid-50s
Paperwork
male goblin
goblin.
that has pretty good features for
Hey,
his
so
age.
much box.
Looks
Um,
even younger for his age, but yeah, kind of looks at you and goes,
Hey, how you doing?
"How's it going?"
You said male goblin?
Yeah.
yes. So now that I think about it, when I'm pretty sure I got scribed back in Bora Bora, that anklet probably helped. They probably were able to see images of
That's
us.
probably exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So
Don't
As-
you got Wi-Fi? Bluetooth?
Oh my god! That's how they do it! There's nothing magical about this, but everyone who's casting Scry knows exactly what that bracelet looks like. That's how they do it. And they've got physical descriptions of every one of us.
So, as the 5 of you all sit
It's,
down at your respective goblins that you've picked out.
I want to sit next to Remy to make sure that he's like solid.
Okay, yeah, Remy's like, and the goblin that's sitting there is like, I can do 2. I can do 2.
Yes.
You want to do both?
Yep.
You can do both.
How
Yes.
comes in?
I'm fast. You can do both.
All right. We're gonna do both. Oh my god, the
You
sloth
see a piece
Zootopia.
of sandpaper and it just. So, we'll start with Remy and Elimae.
Okay.
Sort of looking down at the paper,
Mm-hmm.
taking the blunt and the tip of the pencil, sort of back and forth in a very, done this several times, starts to sketch out what you look like on these, like what look like index cards, that are sort of pre-written out where information goes. And starts drawing you and Remy, asks your name,
Elimae.
full name.
That's it.
Someone didn't love you. Okay, race.
Fuck you, I killed my parents. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
Vampire.
I didn't love them. Okay,
Race.
Person.
Human.
Vampire.
Oh. Age.
I thought you were going to say
30.
half.
30. Height.
6'2".
Really tall for standing up. Eye color.
Blue.
Skill set.
I mean, I'm pretty talented in a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Do you know what do you do
stealthy
next?
and sneak.
Sneak. Anything else?
Nope.
Sneak. Okay, that's it. Home city.
Far away.
How do you
Good thing I
spell
have my
that?
back shoulder.
FAR.
Where's my home city?
F-A-R.
AWAY. All one word. Far away. All one word.
My dear, is this honest information?
Yes, it is.
Oh, far away city. Okay.
I know
Yes.
where my, I know where my city
Writes out Elimae or Remmys as well. The sort of butch goblin howl takes down your same information: name, race, height, eye color, skill set, home city.
Timothy.
Okay. Gob.
Name's Gobs Spider. Got a blue eye, yeah.
Yeah, you do. What's your age?
I'm 23 there, yeah.
Oh, skill set.
You know, it's where do you even begin with that? You know what I mean? I can fight blender. I talk good. I wrestle. You know.
Wrestler. Home city.
Yeah, Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, of course.
But kind of like like the underground, the Waterdeep. I don't know if they have a separate designation for that.
Are you from here?
Not like the sewer part of Waterdeep. Not like Undermountain Waterdeep. It's kind of similar to this,
Keep
but
Waterdeep. It seems to be. Good doctor.
I'm from the nation of
Oh.
Timothy.
It's
Timothy.
Ezekiel Lazadin Zacharias.
I'm from another plane.
His age
Race.
or race? Shadar-Kai.
And there's a sort of a look from the one goblin and then two others that are kind of close by. Okay. Height,
5'8".
eye color,
Purple.
purple.
You can't tell.
Can I see?
You don't want to see what's under the mask.
How often do you have your mask on?
Constantly. I
Constantly.
never take it off.
So it'd be better for me to draw.
The mask, yes.
I may have to check with my boss about
The
drawing.
mask allows me to speak. I'm missing most of my face.
Okay, that's good. Skill set?
Necromancy.
What if
Home
God
city.
or Hal just puts on the
What
circlet as they're doing
does
this,
city be?
and they just take it off? They put
Shadowfell.
I didn't know
There is a city in Shadowfell, but I would have to dig through my notes.
I'm
So Shadowfell.
Shadowfell.
Okay, so you all get your.
I'm 3'3" by the way. Yeah.
I mean, I do out. Alright.
I'm
So you're all
6'8".
handed your index card, your
I'm a
identification slips,
Get back, put that
and
in.
the captain still kind of chatting with the old woman. Kind of looks at you. Is everyone ready?
yes.
You got a way to dip this in wax or something like that?
And then you don't want to do that.
Like waterproof it or something?
Don't you guys have a safe way to store it?
Yes.
I'll
I'll
put it in my bag of
You
holding.
want to hold on to him?
Yeah, I'll hold on to him. I'm on the bag of holding.
I'll show you guys where to sort of sleep for the night, or whenever we get to that point, if we do.
It would be best.
You did
to probably
have
keep
some
this-
things that you wanted to donate to our cause, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Supplies.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and take you to the weaponry. So, where the door is, where you guys lead out, sort of in the back, maybe about 50 feet, there is a standalone building. No lights around it, but there are 2 hobgoblins that are trying to be, as much as they can, inconspicuous.
Have we seen Yek anywhere by chance?
No.
Okay.
And as you start approaching, they sort of make themselves known, and then immediately, oh, it's the captain, greets them. Captain looks at them and goes, we have some supplies to deliver from Lord Azrock. And the one goblin goes, okay. And they both take out 2 separate keys and unlock 2 separate locks and open it up to what seem to be just racks of purely mundane weaponry. What would you like to donate?
Oh, we're giving all of it.
Yeah. So all of it was
15.
Trombos,
Yeah.
15.
Everything that God purchased?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it was 15 spears, 15 sets of padded leather armor, 15 short bows, and 1,000 arrows.
15 spears, 15.
Padded leather, 15 short bows, 1,000 arrows.
We can also. What if we teach them to make bombs?
Oh, good doctor could teach him how to do that.
And then God would still, he would like to set up like a training time at some point.
I would like to meet with your more scholarly folk if that's able. Preferably herbalists, wizards, alchemists, perhaps.
See what we do.
Wonderful.
Wouldn't know the exact channels, but sure we can figure that out for you.
And if you need anyone that needs help, let me know.
Fair enough. Personal thanks from me to you all for doing this.
Of course.
I do appreciate that. It's going to help. Let me take you to where you'd be sleeping.
Now, once have we insight? I'm gonna
Comfortable.
just insight. See if he's actually genuine about that person thinks.
About what?
He's inciting if he's genuine about personal things.
See if like.
You
Because
say
we
it
have
at the same
insight.
time as him BSing though, so it's really hard to tell.
I don't know. 21.
He seems to be forthcoming.
Okay, good. Because I just hope we're not getting fucking bamboozled, you know, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna fuck him up after this.
That was smaller, man. I think we could handle quite a bit.
Yes, but if we're sleeping, it's hard.
The
Yeah,
difference
it's
is that
harmless.
we don't need to sleep for a long time, dude.
I know, but we're gonna be sleeping down here most likely.
Oh, we'll be sleeping there.
Okay, so where Lord and Lady,
So we get
Lady
orders.
Azarock are their sort of hall. There are pointed out to you 2 identical buildings that are.
Oh, so this is like a big like cavern room, right?
Oh yeah, nice.
Like buildings that
Yeah, yeah.
they've erected. Okay.
What they'll call visitor chambers. As he opens up one door, he'll show you no lock on the door. Has enough bedding and furniture to sort of not comfortably, but you know,
Accommodate
it's okay
5
to
people.
accommodate about 8 people each. So there are a couple of goblins that are sort of sleeping. A couple of them seem a little beat up, but you guys are more than welcome to stay there.
I want the good doctor to just eventually get the spell like the Magnificent Mansion.
I almost took it.
Wait, can you access it now?
It's a 4th level spell, I think.
I thought it was like 5th or 7th.
I'm pretty sure it's a 4th level spell. I almost took it. Or it's smaller level equivalent.
I think you're talking about Lemon's tiny hut.
Yeah. I think Mansion might be a 4th level.
So, as you all are sort of inside the rooms, the
That's
further room can accommodate all 5 of you if you choose so. But the captain looks at you and goes, well, I've done my part. You have your paperwork. I need to, of course, go meet.
Of course,
in the
something
meantime,
ever happens, come to us and we will help.
I will do what I'm ordered to do, yes. I understand what you're saying. But in the meantime, just don't go wandering too far.
Could you point in the direction of Yek and the boys?
I'm not sure where he is at. We've got about 15, 20 of them floating around, survivors from upstairs.
Another thing, I have put up a flyer of sorts in my church up above to see if any volunteers from my clergy could come and help Yeks people. But I would be more than willing to help, to bring them down here if the so need for it arises.
Healers and helpers.
Didn't know the Dragonborn had a church up there, but good to know.
Well, not Dragonborn myself, but the Ilmater is the god we follow.
Not familiar. Not very religious. Anyways,
Right.
good on you. He walks off.
Good doctor.
He just wants to, just for like add to, like, if they do come, he's gonna be accompanied by him, so like we know shoots them. We're here to heal.
Good doctor. If they're not coming up to him about the wizardly studies, he is going to spend time reading about souls in water.
Okay.
I guess God, if no one comes, doesn't, I guess God will spend time giving Remy like one-on-one lessons.
Okay. Elimae, what are you doing?
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Hal intends to spread the
Resting,
bill of water
reading
through
a
this
book.
goddamn dungeon.
What book you reading?
I think
The monster manual.
Okay. Okay. Hal, what are you doing?
I wrote
Was that
PP13. I don't know
specific?
what that was supposed to be.
Hal
That's
is
a
looking.
verbiage
Oh.
specific
That is
Yes.
what's her name.
Hal is looking for.
I want to know the monsters.
Yes.
from the monster manual.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Not follows.
Not monsters.
Alright, that's not bad. Dirty 20.
Okay, give me 1 second. I also have to find Yak.
Do you remember?
We're all looking for Yak.
That's.
Yeah.
Where'd you
Yeah.
put it? Oh, but where's my
Where did
cat?
that go?
Do you remember how much
That fits so
Oh,
well.
I had left
69.
on my readings?
Nice.
Because I have a lot of pages here and I don't know where I wrote it.
I do hope that some people actually do sign the volunteer thing to come down because
That would be nice.
Ilmater is just all about like helping people no matter where they are. And,
Would
like
they still?
literally in the description it'll be like it said that they'll heal just one soldier on the battlefield and the soldier will just run back in the battle and they won't do anything to stop them. They're just there to like fix people.
Would they still come down even though Yek and the boys have resettled?
I would assume so, yeah. As long Hal would be the one that would guide them into the right direction. So and he'd warn them of all the things. Like he gives fair warning on the notice, like, hey, this place is dangerous, but help, because they risk their lives.
It's just Remy's friends.
It's also frowned.
He's like,
it's
we
also-
want to go too.
It's also frowned upon in a lot of places to attack a servant of Ilmater when they're helping. So you know,
I don't know.
Frown.
I don't think it applies.
frown.
I don't think it applies here, Daniel.
But like even like orcs going to war and stuff, they
How do you imagine
don't do that.
Oh, what time is it right now?
Okay.
But the drow, however, the drow are
if you ask
nasty
Hal,
little freaks.
it's about 5 o'clock. It's at 5 o'clock.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay, so with your check, Gob.
What?
Nope, Hal. Yep. Got me your training.
How long is a short rest?
It's
An
an
hour.
hour at least.
Hour at least?
Yep.
Never mind. I'm not going to read. I need an hour short rest stat. I'm about to lose control of my skeletons.
Okay.
So.
Recharge that.
Pretty
yeah.
important.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what time is it? You said 5. Oh, I was like, wow, we've been traveling for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so Hal, as you make your way out of the visitors, porters, we'll call them,
The visitors.
ask a few people around, and you hear about pretty big concentration of
Wieners.
Say wieners.
the Borbay Bazaar survivors.
Several.
So there's the sort of gathering of the registration and the armory. There's a building in between that and what you are told is like the Goblin Den. That's the primary sleeping area for
Goblin.
what you're told are where most of visitors sleep, like the inhabitants and things like that. So as you make your way and you open up the door, and there are about 30 that seem to be sleeping, and resting along the wall is Yek, that is just kind of not sleeping, just kind of staring off into space, and others are kind of breaking his concentration. He sees you and kind of, oh, and stands up and goes, you guys made it.
Yes.
They wouldn't let us put like a note. I wanted them to put like a note, like, hey, we're down here, but like military, right? They're all paranoid about. Right. Good to see you. You guys made it. All of you. Where's everybody at?
They are off doing their own things in the city right now.
And he like, yeah. He like gets his
I
cool
thought I
on.
would find you to see how you're doing.
I'm well.
Is the cleric with him?
Don't see the cleric in the room. No.
Where is? Did I even get his name?
Yes. It's your boy.
I think you did.
Where's the boy, the cleric?
Snake.
Yeah, right. Call you SP for sure.
SPF 50.
Ooh.
I'd have to go distribute my notes. I'm not sure. I would say you did.
Okay, yeah. I'm asking that if he's around.
I believe he is. Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Good.
You know.
I'm still waiting to hear back from my church to see if more clerics will come down and help. And now that we know that all this is here, I will guide them here if they do.
That's a long way for people to travel.
About 2 hours, yes.
No offense to you guys. Usually when we see humans, it's not a good thing.
Yes,
God
but
understands.
my church, we help those who need it.
Well, you, in the end of it, you guys
They all
did help
have
us.
warnings.
In the end, you guys helped us. So, good to see you. I mean, yeah, it just makes me feel optimistic. But it seems that we've sort of channeled out of one hellhole into another.
Yes, it was good. It's good to see you too. We were trying to make sure that you were all right.
Yes. Yes, we are.
You've been treated well here.
Yes.
Good.
It's not comforting being this close to the people responsible for murdering everybody that we know and
This
love,
is more
but
defensible.
Yes.
And
Hard to say. Because
And we will be basing here, so as long as we're here.
That's good. Well, they're pretty tight about just keeping the location on everybody, so.
Oh, you each have to have your paperwork on you at all times.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, then I wouldn't have handed it.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
Good. I guess everyone has their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So I take a short rest for sure.
So,
Could be.
yeah, no, it's weird not having to think about things. I don't have to make any decisions. I don't know if in time I'll like that or not, but
I'm sure you'll be able to prove your usefulness then, and you'll be up the ranks. You led a whole city of people, after all.
I did, but starting to realize how damaging it was. That thing that I don't know, it felt nice to be accepted, but not by my own, you know? Thought I always wanted it, but it turns out I didn't. The thing that I always wanted was the thing I couldn't protect.
I understand, but I will help you if you so need it.
Can't get those people back, but we can protect the ones that we have left.
Here in the distance, I can bring them back.
If they die within a minute, I can bring them back.
Oh, I was saying good doctor. You can
I
bring
know.
them back.
Yeah, just kind of taking it easy. But
Well, if you want to walk around with us, then you can. Or we'll take your mind off of things.
yeah, I could use that. Yeah.
Alright. Well, then Hal's just gonna start leaving if he wants to follow.
Okay, where you going?
He's just gonna explore the place, get like a feel for like the whole layout of this place. Know where all like try to find all like pathways where they lead, like exits and all that stuff.
Okay.
He's trying to make sure that he can plan accordingly if like a large scale assault happens on this place.
Okay. Yeah, Yek looks at you and is like, I'm getting to know this place myself, I don't really know. So, it would be nice to kind of
There might be
know
hidden
where
gems
we're
around here.
Hmm?
There might be hidden gems around here. As in, good places to visit.
Yeah. Alright, so as you walk out, sort of paying attention to the signs.
10 arrows hit me.
Maybe from asking people around and things like that. Make another investigation check. Get some information.
Gosh, oh jeez. No, that's not as good. That's
You
not
can use you can go ahead and take advantage because Yek's gonna help you.
Oh, that's better. 16.
Okay, not bad. Alright, so sort of going in a counterclockwise. Counterclockwise for your perspective. You see as you're walking through, you're at what they call like the Goblin sort of hold, right? And then there's the Hobgoblin barracks. You see the armory, which you've been to. You see the registration.
Also, Hal is not marking anything on these walls because he'd be afraid that they'd be upset if he started clawing something into a wall.
I gotcha. You see that on the left side of the
Graffiti,
registry, there is a what seems to be either a much older portion of the town that is, pretty much almost leveled, or was a more destroyed portion. You're not really sure, but Yet kind of looks at you and goes like, I don't think there's anything down there. And you start to make your way up, and there's a really thin, very tall, but just thin sort of pathway that carves down and then opens up much wider, and you start to hear these sort of slight cries of a young child. There is a hobgoblin guard that is standing maybe about 50 feet away from you. In between you and where the cries are hearing from, and both you and Yek immediately make your attention that way. The hobgoblin sort of guard also turns around, and you watch a very short, maybe 1.5 foot tall goblin child. Not sure the age of goblins, sort of they're compared to, but 4-year-old human somewhere in that age, that's running, and you watch as the hobgoblin guard kind of kneels down and talks to this little girl.
Well, Hal's gonna run up too. And
So Yek and you kind of run up, and she's doing that child thing where in between hard breaths in is trying to say what she's trying to say, and it's just you can't understand it. And as you start to run up, you hear the captain go like, "All right, it's okay, just calm down. Just tell me what you heard. Tell me what you heard." And the little girl starts crying, and she goes, "Crowley stole my favorite princess doll and gave it to the Goblin Tea." And the captain looks at the little
Someone was
girl,
dying.
presses up on his
Oh my
right
God.
knee and stands up and sort of pats her on the back to like walk away, and sort of hangs his head in sympathy but doesn't say anything, and you guys immediately meet her.
Did she say anything to us?
You guys heard what you had said, and then she's now like just trying to control her breathing, and she's just looking back with this like desperate loss of hope.
Hal's gonna kneel down there and say, "Relax, relax."
Oh, hi.
I heard your doll was stolen.
Yeah, the big monster guy. And the guard looks at you and goes, "Don't.
The monster guy.
Don't." And the little girl looks up, and it's gone forever.
Who was the monster guy?
Go on and play. And the little girl like pouts and kind of walks off. And the guard looks at you and goes, "You don't want to deal with that."
Is it a threat to this place?
I would say no. It's more like a thing that we know is there, and we keep respectful distance.
We were told.
What?
I was saying we were told to stay here.
I know, but I'm just saying, like if that comes up, we can help clear this out if we need to. What is it? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm not sure what it is. It's one of those things where it's been so long. It's just kind of scary stories at this point. But it looks like a hobgoblin. But it's not one of us.
And it stole a doll from
No,
you.
it didn't. No, it didn't.
Oh.
Didn't steal.
Oh, I get it. The scary story. She assumed that it was taken by.
Oh no, she was probably right. Probably did take it.
Oh.
It likes to trade things. So
Does it come in here frequently to this place?
it lives there, down in those caverns. That's why I'm here. I typically try to keep wanderers from getting in there, but somehow she must have found a different path. These kids like to dig holes.
Has it attacked anybody?
Again, not in my lifetime, but
It's good.
again, it trades anything.
Anything you say.
Anything.
Interesting. And it's been here for as long as you remember?
Yes.
That is ominous. I will talk with the higher ups to see if
Oh, they're aware of it. They stay out of its way.
I understand, but to figure out more about
Well,
it.
you want to be a hero? You want to get the doll?
No. In case something might be a threat to this place, I would like to assess it.
It's fine.
That's how a lot of things start down here. I have died.
How do you respond to that?
Congratulations.
And I know the risks.
Well, anyways,
Just gonna avoid.
I'm dead!
if you want to go down there, be all you could be. Just have something worthy of trading. I would keep my distance.
And if you don't have anything worthy of trading.
Probably won't answer the door.
I see. I know the good doctor's probably going to be very interested to hear about this. So after I'm done exploring, I'm going to go to the good doctor.
Okay.
Good doctor's taking his short rest still, just kind of relaxing.
Okay.
Doing some light reading. I don't think reading my study book, it doesn't count as a short rest, right?
No, it
does,
if
yeah.
you like light
I would
activity.
consider it.
Oh, it's
Okay,
like,
so
that's what the short rest is.
yeah, then my short rest is reading, so I knock another hour off of that.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm at. I thought I wrote it down, but
I believe you're at 5 now. And that I know that you've done 4.
5 hours?
out of is that
12.
I think I'm more than 5.
I thought he was more than 5 too.
I think I'm at 8 or 9 because
He's
there
been
was
doing it
one
frequently.
whole night that I just read
Mm-hmm.
because I took my
I think there were 2 nights that you read. So we'll say you're at 9.
9.
So make sure you write that down.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the good doctor after I'm done assessing the rest of the.
Okay.
Has
Yeah, you and Yek kind of explore a little bit more. You do find that there is an ambassador building from Xanathar. You find that there are storage buildings.
That means it's not inside there.
You do also find that there is a drow mage in the area by the name of Prita. And you find the buildings clearly marked for Azarock's and Lucana's quarters. So you do now know the name Lady Lucana.
Okay.
And then by the time you make your way back, the good doctor, you would have read for an hour. You would have trained with Remy for an hour.
does Remy learn? Is he getting better? Could God work specifically on teaching him like distraction strike? Or if he could just generally train. even,
He
like,
is
try and help him level up.
really distracted with everything that's going on and is overstimulated. It doesn't seem like he's trying to use this as a way to keep his focus and to clear his mind, but you could just tell, like, every once in a while you have to be like, hey man, like, we're doing something here. Oh yeah. So, yes, he rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
So, You're trying your best.
Good doctor.
Elimae, I would say you got through another chapter of your book, so just keep sort of tabs on that.
Yes, Mr. Halaseliax.
This Yek is here.
Yeah, kids.
Hey guys, hey, you don't mean it.
Yeah,
Oh God, shit! Hey man!
Gob runs
He comes up and gives you a hug.
Oh, Gob's running at him. He leaps and just like spider monkey hug him.
The dirty dancing moment where he lifts you up.
Make an attack. Attack roll.
It's a 5, so
Plus
6.
Is this
Plus
with my proficiency
seven.
or just?
Yeah, you're proficient in tackling.
Yeah. So 12.
12.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Yeah. He quickly. Oh shit! And you slam into the ground right next to him, and he just gets on your back and just starts wrestling with you.
the good doctor
Oh, he
visibly like
he
kind of
got
tries
out of
to-
the way.
While
Yeah.
they're doing that, I was gonna.
Well, he just didn't expect that, and then
No,
just he like grabbed onto you, just is not wrestling, but you know, just excited to see
Okay,
you.
you watch your perfect with Gob. I thought he was trying to like get like a bear hug on my back.
I thought he was
Like,
too.
slip out of that get a little fucking.
He starts wrestling with you, and then you do the thing. Okay. The whooshy finger with your tits. That's a fucking
I
callback.
I
like-
fucking
Oh,
fucking
man.
what is it, SpongeBob, where the SpongeBob movie where he like shoots him out of his tits.
Yeah,
You grab him like that, and he's like,
I am the Hasselhoff.
What
Yeah.
episode was that?
That's the movie.
Yeah, that's
Tim- No. Fucking when Gob was like, I want to do the whooshy finger with my tits. That was like 15 episodes ago.
yeah, the good doctor's gonna talk to.
Classic.
Hal's gonna talk to the good doctor.
You didn't want to get me yet? What's up with that, brother?
Yeah, no, I didn't expect you to jump towards me. That was a little terrifying.
I've always just assumed
Expect
that.
everything.
Can't believe I can't believe I got out of your way. I really thought you were better.
Oh.
Is that a challenge?
No. That's good.
Yeah, you sure?
Anyways, good to see you, man. You kind of a little bit on the left shoulder.
He rolled low.
I've died before.
I died.
Yeah, so have I. You got something dumb.
I was brought back by holy magic.
So, anyways, yeah,
I'm joking.
glad you all got our note. Like, I guess we couldn't leave you like a note. I kind of talked to Hal about that, but like, you guys made it. Like, I can't believe it. It's
We're
awesome.
more than happy. We did quite a few things to make sure you were okay. We searched very thoroughly on the second floor.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
We made a promise to you, and we more than intend to keep that. Especially.
Cool. So what's the plan?
We're waiting on orders from Lord Azarock.
Oh, did you guys meet him?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Plain and short is Gil Xanathar, yes.
I haven't talked to him
Short
yet.
and sweet.
but I've talked to his captains.
He was rather stern, very to the point, which we appreciate.
Looks like how I lead. I get it. You gotta do it, you know?
We're very happy to be on board, a part of this mission.
You know, Yek, I'm glad to see you got your swagger back. Yeah, it's a good look on you.
You, whether you know it or not, changed me. You did. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Made me proud to be a goblin again.
Amen to that, brother.
I almost lost it. Sorry for that.
In the war. It's alright, brother.
Yeah.
We all gotta find ourselves at some point.
I know I did.
That's the thing. I knew myself at one point. I had to find myself again, but
Makes it that much sweeter, like seeing an old friend.
nothing will do it quicker than what the fuck happened up there.
Most certainly. And again, we apologize
For what?
for bringing our war
Oh,
to
in the moment, it's hard to. It probably would have happened either way. There's no way to know. They were gonna do it eventually. The timing was. It was bad, but you guys really have stuck your neck out for us more than once. So maybe it was for the best.
Well, you're in safer holdings, and I'm sure within a week or two, if not less than that, we'll be back to Bora Bora rebuilding.
I mean, you guys said you took out like 2 separate Xanathar stations.
Yes, you have not had the pleasure of meeting the Ham or the Warden. depends on who you speak to.
Oh yeah, where are they now? Are they still
Outside the building.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. The ham is separate from the hams, okay?
It's very confusing marketing.
The ham is the affectionate nickname for one of my creations. The suture and grafted body of one of the lieutenants as a mocking gesture to the Xanathar.
Well, I mean, again, we knew where they were, but I don't know. I had some time to think, and it probably was only a matter of time before they attacked, anyways. So, yeah, no hard feelings. We're good.
I think we owe this.
I think we had our blinders on, and we thought we had this little slice of ignorant bliss.
You know what, guys? I think this is long overdue. Bring it in, guys. Group hug.
Alright, good Dr.
I'll
Awesome.
hug.
Remy, you're in this too, right? Come over here.
Of course I'm in this. Yeah, hell yeah.
Good doctor.
Elimae.
Can I speak with you for a moment after
Is
this?
a part of it.
Yeah.
As your teacher and your professor, I'm asking you to hug us.
Okay.
Get your undead
I don't
hands
want
off
to
me.
hear a teacher professor say that to me.
As your private tutor.
Elimae is on her knees because everybody is much shorter except for you.
How
Much
6'8"?
shorter.
how-
Doctor's a full foot shorter than you.
You're 5'2".
Oh no! Oh wait, no, he's 6'8".
Mhm.
I think it's just Gob and Yek. I think we're the only
Everybody
small
else
boys.
is
We're like
We're-
leaning
we're-
now.
we're all
Leaning
hugging
each
legs.
other.
This is hard to do in plate armor.
Mr. Halaseliax, you had something you wish to speak about?
Yes, if you would come with me.
Of course.
And he's gonna start heading back in that direction, but he's gonna explain to the good doctor on the way. There is a creature apparently that lives in a path nearby that has professions with trading. They said it looks like a hobgoblin, but it is not a hobgoblin, and it has been here for quite a long time.
Do you want everyone to come with you, or is this like just like a you two? You guys got this?
No, it's just us two. We're already gone.
Alright, well fuck you two then.
I mean, Hal wouldn't care if you guys followed. He just thought it would interest the good doctor the most.
If it's
They said that it has.
Well, hold on. Who's where? Who's all going?
it's just good doctor and Hal, I think.
Yeah.
Unless anyone else is following.
He's just showing him like the location where it's at.
Okay.
Gob's gonna keep sparring with Remy.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll
I like
go
what you're
better
doing.
this time.
I'm just gonna hang out with Yek.
And he said, if you don't have anything worthy to trade, then it won't answer the door that it lives in, I suppose. I thought that you're dealing with the fates.
Was something I'd rather not repeat, but I'm interested. to say the
I'm
least.
worried. I'm still worried about this creature's presence, even though it hasn't caused any violence.
If it is the fates again, most certainly it's not going to interfere with what's going on.
It just seems odd that it's down here, and I catch wind of this.
Fates could move,
Yes.
could be anything.
Again, they said it looks like a hobgoblin, but they know it's not a hobgoblin. It's been here for longer than many people, as I've heard.
That's rather worrying. Can I roll a religion check or history check?
You're in a dungeon. You
Could
no
be
idea.
fucking anything.
I was thinking
Anything.
that we should probably talk with the higher ups and see more information about this.
If it's available, but
We are the guard just says he's there to deter people from going to trade with it.
good doctor kind of stops.
A little girl traded a doll with it, and
If it's after small things, it could very well be a spirit.
it might.
Getting my occupation, folk tales, or especially mine.
They did say that it was more of a story now.
Oh.
It does.
Be more than
Exist.
happy to ask the populace, and generally they know more than nobles. Alright. Good doctor's gonna.
I'll show him the location where it's at.
Yeah.
The guard too.
Okay. So yeah, you
Walk
guys
up to
walk
the
up
guard.
to the guard, and he looks at you and is like, "Couldn't keep that curiosity to yourself, could you?"
Just coming to see where the local legend goes. I'm not going past this point.
About a quarter mile down.
And I plan on staying here. We've been ordered to stay in town. With that, good Dr. Hand nods. And he's trying to walk back.
It's still technically in town, right?
I mean, you're not sure. I mean, it's
That's why I'm gonna see with the higher ups before I even head down that way.
there is a town in there, but it's either a much older portion or a more destroyed.
No,
portion.
so it's still.
It
like,
looks abandoned.
but it's still technically like part of.
It depends. It could be how you could view it either way.
Ask
I
the
think maybe
guard.
the mental picture is wrong. Is this not like an old part in like the center?
No,
Or
so
is it
no,
like
so
off?
this is like the area that Hal had sort of wandered around is its collection, and then you did see where like the registration was. There was a lower portion that there were no lights, and most of the buildings are destroyed.
So this
And
is
then
like.
as you went up a little bit, that's where the really thin cavern is, where the guard is standing, that possibly meets that same section. So think of it like two parallel areas, where one side you guys are on is the area that's lit and has civilization. From what you can tell.
Okay. Well, from what I understand, the little girl traded a doll with it for something I do not know.
Well, again, if it's a spirit, could be any number of reasons. Talk to the populace throughout the day, but as it stands, I'd rather prepare for battle.
Yes.
And the good doctor's actually going to start looking
I just
for-
don't want to be blindsided by something that we don't know.
If it's interested in dolls, and that will be blindsided too bad.
We don't know its purpose. That's what scares me.
Till it comes up, I'd rather make sure these people are prepared.
Yes.
And the good doctor's going to go start talking to, see if he can find wizards or magic users or any sort of.
Oh
any
yeah.
sort.
Did we pass by the drow shop as we went back that way?
What draw shot?
Or the magic drow lady? You said there's a.
There's one on this floor.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of information about a building.
When we
that-
it's
it's on the north side.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say I'll just bring the good doctor over that way actually.
Okay.
Because that'll be just make it easier.
Well, I thought it was just someone on the floor. I didn't realize it was part of the town.
Part of the town.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
There was a magic area I heard of with this magic drow lady.
Good doctor, nice.
So yeah, so sort of an old, sort of distorted building, house with one singular light inside. The glass is so dirty, can't see through. But you were told, just by the limited information that Yek has collected, that some sort of drow mage lives there, which was of interest, being as all of these goblinoids are basically against any
Sure.
drow that they've seen.
Good doctor's gonna politely knock on the door.
Okay. So, knock on the door. A moment goes by. Another moment. And then you hear the very rusty sort of door handle open up.
She's a dragonborn in a kind of mask. We're robbing you.
First thing that you see is a sort of massive amphibian fish head that sort of peeks through the crack of the door. And as your eyes move up, you see below that a separate set of two yellowed eyes that look at you.
I was told a fellow practitioner of the arcane is in this area.
What do you practice?
Necromancy.
She opens up the door,
And I'm a cleric.
and you see that the very dark, sort of sagging skin of this old woman with these like very long curled fingernails opens up the door. You see she's wearing a cloak
If you want
of a some sort of amphibian creature that she's fashioned into like a headpiece. The mouth though is twice the normal size, curling up all the way to the earlobes with these like razor sharp teeth.
The drow?
The fish
The
thing?
drow, not the fish.
Oh.
And she looks at you all and goes, It's dirty, but come in.
Um,
And you guys,
Would you have any interest in this conversation, Mr. Halaseliax?
it sounds interesting. Yes.
so as you both make
I
your way
use
in,
magic,
she
but in a different sense.
almost uncomfortably slams the door behind you. You hear the rattling of the glass in the door, and she, as you guys get a sense of this, it looks pretty much abandoned. I mean, there's one light, and there's one very damaged couch that's sloped to one side, but mostly trash in the house. It does not look very warming at all, and she sits on the higher portion of the couch and looks at you all and goes, "Arcane practitioners."
Yes, and the good Dr. Mouse was. I'm the good Dr. Ezekiel. This is my friend, Mr. Halaseliax, a cleric of Elimae. But I learned that there was a wizard, perhaps, maybe a sorcerer,
Mage, what I would call it.
mage. Wonderful.
Those that don't ask for things to be given to them, those that study.
Well, more than happy, as do I. I've been entirely self-taught. I was hoping that maybe we could compare notes, talk about arcane algorithms.
You're sloppy with your tongue. I bet you tell everybody your secrets, don't you?
Down here, I'm more loose
Oh,
talking.
yes, down here. It's the safest to give trade secrets away.
It's the safest to be open about what I practice. That's why I'm here.
They don't really accept what he practices on the surface.
So preach about it to everyone else who relates near. I don't know that I agree with that philosophy.
You would not be
It
the
seems
first.
dangerous, and
Information for information is always good.
do you get the information?
Hmm?
Do you get information?
Most certainly. But I'm just more open to talking about arcane. It's been so long since I've talked to someone of a like-minded stature.
Do you teach?
I do, actually.
Then we have nothing to discuss. I don't believe in that.
I'm teaching.
But there's a reason why I've been around for 1,000 years, and it's because I don't teach.
Hoard knowledge rather than share. Which is a fine
No.
practice.
Earned knowledge rather than given.
I understand. I do teach, but I have earned my knowledge. I have no teacher. Everything I have done, I have earned.
Then why give it away? It's all your hard work. Rather just give it to some poor, lazy schmuck.
Definitely not lazy. I only have a single student. But I know that she is.
Damn, she calling you lazy.
She is much more than lazy. She's very well practiced. She has the 9 for it.
What does she study?
Necromancy as well.
Necromancy is interesting.
It is a very fine balance between the weave and the shadow weave.
We're close. My interest is in time. Kind of the same thing, if you think about it.
Would that be? That's not thaumaturgy. Would that be chronomancy? Chronomancy.
That's all she says, is just time.
Chronomancy?
We're
Rather,
asking questions.
I am. Well, I don't think if the good doctor, if she doesn't want to talk about magic, I don't know. I don't know if the good doctor would.
That's transmutation.
Where are you from?
The Shadar-Kai. I'm a Shadar-Kai, but I need to wear this mask.
Even without seeing your face, there's a certain sadness to you that I recognized.
No.
Well, as interesting as I think that you all are, it's good to not see another goblin, but I have to get back to
feels
things.
ascended from far away.
One last question.
His offended
Are you-
senses are tingling.
Are you drow? What brings
What gave it away?
I don't. What brings you here? Out of all the places, Legion of Azrok seems out of place.
Make a persuasion check.
That's not what I'm good at.
+1, I rolled bad, I'm sorry.
Fucking Daniel.
Can I assist him?
Oh, 22!
Oh shit.
Okay. Don't let him roll it, that's your rolling.
Mm.
I was I'm only telling you this to save your skin. But I was, as you can tell, horribly experimented on by one of Halaster's apprentices. And
Which one's Halaster?
The Mad Mage.
Oh.
and I lived here much longer time before the Legion of Azrok, as they call themselves, founded this place, before the earthquakes. And I was excited to see that there were my people. But when I found out that they were doing just as horrible experiments on whoever they could get their hands on, including themselves, I had no interest. So I stay here. They stay out of my business, I stay out of theirs. It's been harmonious ever since.
We may have more in common than you think, but I have other things to take care of in preparation for what is to come. Val, it's been a pleasure. Your name, I apologize.
Prita.
It's been a pleasure, Miss Prita. Vibes?
A question to you. Since you've been here for as long as you say, do you know of the portion of the town that does not have any lights? They say a creature trades with others there. They say it's been there for a very long time.
Yes.
Is it dangerous?
Extremely.
Would you happen to know what that is? I
know what it appears to be.
It
Takes on the form of a
hobgoblin.
Yes.
I've had dealings with powerful entities already. Would it... You know, it's more than enough knowledge to know that it is not simply a hobgoblin. Is it a spirit, perhaps?
Go find out.
It traded.
Earn your knowledge.
It traded with a little girl.
Good doctor kind of
I'm worried
honest.
about.
Yes. Miss Prita. Until we meet again, it's been a pleasure. And then the good doctor leaves.
Yeah, I'll leave too.
Yeah, I'll leave too.
Yeah, I'll stay.
I'm gonna sit down on the other end of the couch. That's like tilted
So,
down.
you got a broom and dustpan? What are you
What's up with the fish in your head there, yeah?
Gobs at the
I call
window.
myself the big tuna.
Hold on, I can make it talk. Hold on with that.
So,
the big tuna.
I was about to make good berries.
Player to
Yeah,
the
notice it doesn't smell like I do. Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't smell
I'm
like
getting
salt.
better at this by mocking Gob and shit that he would say. I did it the other day. I was doing the brandy, and I was like, that actually wasn't bad, am I? I'm getting better at this by mocking. Oh yeah, like yeah. I was doing dishes the other day. I'm doing a
Yeah,
dish.
you just find yourself saying it.
Yeah,
At
it
random
just
times.
the spirit takes over.
Yeah,
it
it
just
does.
like,
the cream.
did I say that?
The
Like,
cream
no.
flow through you.
It does.
Cream
The
flow.
cream rises to the top,
That's right.
like
Amen.
It's not cream.
a American Mochiano.
I want a gob cream.
player to DM,
Yes.
headpiece, Kuatoa.
Yes.
Knew it! You said fish person, that's Kuatoa. Those are, fun fact, Gabriel's, like, as a whole like, group of enemies you
They're
can fight.
assholes.
They're fucking funny. I love Kuatoa. They will like look at a piece of trash and go, that's a god. And then it's gone. It becomes a god.
Yeah.
They're the kobolds of the sea people.
They're fucking wild. They're so just batshit crazy. There was a quest you could do in one of the like modules where two sects worship. One worships the corpse of a manta ray that they put on a stick, and the other one worships a upturned lobster or something like that. And they both have become gods, and you have to settle the debate, or else the gods will kill each other and blow up the cabin. I love
It's
Kuatoa.
very much like the South Park shit sandwich or
Yeah.
the douche.
Oh, man.
Is that not dissimilar to the Crab King?
Alright, so
So yeah, what do y'all?
Or is that Daphnis?
That is Into the Abyss.
I'm gonna look at the good doctor here.
Crab Gab was
I'm
old.
gonna say, so now we know it is not safe. And I worry for that little girl that made a deal with it.
If she merely traded, it depends entirely on the creature.
She could be ignorant enough to trade her doll for something that is a curse.
We may have to involve some higher ropes to be sure.
Yes. Now I suppose. What time is that? Look at my orb.
Look at my orb.
You need a
That's 7.
You need to throw some shit.
Oh, I did that as soon as my short rest was over.
What?
Reasserted.
Yeah, I assumed you did.
Any bars around this place? Any hot spots?
From your walking around,
Huh?
Is Hal gonna drink? Is he gonna get
from
rowdy?
you walking around gathering information with Yek, there
Yes.
are no
He died.
entertainment. There are places where goblins can be found cooking. They give out rations, so there are food and water rations that you can only assume that you guys would get whenever it gets to be that time. But nothing for entertainment as far as you can see. There's just not enough resources for that.
Okay.
All right.
How's Remy doing this time around? Now he's hopefully had another hour to like decompress.
Much better. Yes, much better.
Alright, so I think I know what spell I'm gonna pick up. When I do my rest. I just go to sleep. I'm gonna create food and water, and I'm just gonna use a 3rd level spell slot to create a ton of fucking food for everybody.
Oh, so real quick,
These are
reassert
spell
control over Big Boy. What does that take?
It was 4, not slots, but like 4.
It took. So we
So
can
each skeleton's a
CR quarter.
half. Is it a quarter? I thought it was half.
If it was half, this would be much cheaper.
Well, I guess Hal's gonna retire.
Because the CR rating of an ogre zombie is 2, right?
Yes.
So right,
They are CR quarter.
quarter.
And we did the math. It's 1/4 level because that's 4, so
Right.
that's 1, and then 2 3rd level,
Right.
which is another 4.
Yeah.
So I have to do that again to reassert. Oh, well, so to reassert control, it's easier because one spell target.
So that's to create. So then we'll do
same
half.
logic.
Yeah. We'll do
Okay.
half.
Because to reassert control, it targets 5 corpses.
Right.
So I would need to. Oh, so we did just count as 2 bodies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Makes that job a lot easier.
I guess Hal is gonna retire for the night, but first he's gonna. I probably wouldn't be able to find the captains. I was gonna be like, are we gonna be moving up tomorrow? If not, then I'm gonna make food and water for everybody
I'm about to summon a new big boy.
tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can Hal see this?
Huh?
Can Hal look?
I don't know if Hal wants to look at what the good doctor's about to do.
Interesting.
This is
This
sacrilege.
is an affront to God.
Is everybody bedding down for the evening?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys make your way back to where Remy, Gob, and Elimae are at, one by one.
Did you
You
read
guys-
the chapter in your book?
So yeah, one by one, you guys take an available cot and
All right.
sleep for the evening.
So,
Excellent.
When do we go to bed?
So it would be,
Oh.
let's say around 8.
8?
Yeah.
Alright, so that means good doctor's up at 12.
Mm-hmm.
With full slots.
I was like, God damn it, good God, what are you doing?
No.
Go back to sleep.
I guess good doctor would go to a more secluded area.
Okay.
That would be the cutest cuddles ever.
But he is.
They might be concerned if you're raising passive.
Like reassuring.
So as you wake
Just
up
like the
in the
quarter
middle of the
of
night and kind of quietly make your way out, make a perception check.
I have a passive perception
I know
of
I can
15.
keep
Let's
that.
just pick that.
It's not close up.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So as you kind of open up the door
Let's
and
fall
shut
from
it,
my sleep.
you do see that there are 2 hobgoblins that are walking, that are sort of patrolling. You can also see 2 others more to like the north side
Probably should ask for food.
that are also patrolling. So it does seem like they have like routes.
Okay.
I should ask for food.
You're trying to.
Good doctor's
So-
not trying to. Good doctor's not trying to be sneaky. He's very open that this is what he's trying to do.
Okay.
So I think the good doctor actually would go into the patrol and like wave them down.
Okay.
Good doctor goes and goes, greetings. I don't mean to startle you, I know it's rather late. I am bolstering my forces. Required areas to not offend people.
I don't know what bolstering your forces mean.
I'm in that.
Friggin' ham.
Don't know
Ham?
what that means.
I raise the dead as zombies and skeletons.
He looks over at the other hobgoblin. What do you want?
I'm about to create a very large skeleton and it requires some space.
You take a step back.
The doctor pulls out his papers. He goes, I've been approved by Lord Azarock to assist you in gathering forces.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure that I'm not startling anybody. What I'm about to do is rather strange.
I don't know much about this, but I would be uncomfortable if you used any of our bodies.
Oh, I've
We honor those that have
I brought my
fallen.
own
without
bodies.
I have no intention of using yours. I've brought my own
I
stack.
packed my lunch.
So you just need a place to do this?
Yes, I just don't want to have guards come by and see me do this. I want to warn you beforehand. I'd rather be completely open with what's about to happen.
And you see that there's just this like puzzled look of like trying to figure out where you could do this.
In this part of the city where there's no lights. With the spirit.
I think it was.
Yeah, you can go right in there. Just
Back in the cave where the monster is.
Yeah,
All you
that's
hear is
what-
just a worthy trade.
wait. Well, I wasn't trading this. I made this.
Give it back.
Someone touches the button. A worthy trade.
Another hand has touched the beacon.
Dude, I remember when I first played, I grabbed that and I was like, I'm blind! I was like, oh no! Every time I play that game, there's something that's good.
I hate Meridia.
It almost
She's
she's
all
all get
light.
chipped by the metal dice in there.
Nah, Meridia cool.
I don't remember.
She helped
when
me
I
find
got
Malag
chipped.
Ball.
He got more chips. I knew that top one's new.
I hate Malag Ball. He tried to dominate me.
And so yeah, he looks at you and he's like, how much space do you need?
Not that much, maybe about 10 by 10 feet, maybe less. It's a large skeleton. I don't
I
know.
would just find an abandoned house, one of these houses that don't, here, I'll show you. And he kind of moves you over, and there's a house that's still kind of standing, but the ceiling is kind of collapsed. And he's like, I don't really use this for anything.
Yes, I just want to make sure I would have permission to do this.
I don't see why not.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And good doctor
He gets
goes.
fired.
He's going. It's midnight, so he's gonna prep it. Actually, he's gonna read his book till about 2 or closer to 3,
Okay.
which would cap me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get onto that, around 3 o'clock, summons big boy.
So excited about the completion of this book, you open up the door to be met with 12 drow staring at you as you open up this door. We'll end it there.
Are you serious?
I don't like that.
I have my horde would be with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
ham kill.
Alright guys,
Are
so
you
yeah,
serious?
we'll end the session here. Thank you so much.
Oh wait,
Uh,
we're done. Oh man, we're not even on that break.
It's 10:45.
Oh,
I mean, I would.
Jesus.
No, I know Cameron's got to work early and shit like that, and I used to do what he does. I have sympathy. So,
I mean,
let's get this boy get some good rest so his son doesn't
Just-
burn.
just because.
Alright,
Just
thank you
because-
guys so much. Appreciate it.
I'm sure Cameron would be willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.